Hello everyone and welcome to 1 hour of Paul Ricard with SOP Motorsport. We've started, sorry for the miss of the start, we had a bit of a technical issue with the stream and the game, but we'll deal with it and we're going to jump straight onto the leader. The guitar dude leads the race, followed by Ampio very close behind, so it seems to be a close battle already on the track.
Yeah, the race did start that way as well, so we did have that guitar dude leading from Ampio, so we expect that to continue for a little while. I was looking further down the leaderboard if I noticed any other movers and shakers, but I didn't as we were having those technical difficulties. We do have who was driver of the day in the last endurance race we did, AMG Dens. He's currently having a little battle in 8th place, battle for 7th place with the RT car of Chris. That Mercedes on Bentley battle there developing quite nicely. We are only one lap in, you haven't missed much, but we did miss the start unfortunately due to Assetto Corsa issues. We're going to get straight back into the action now and try and catch up with everything that happened off the start. So if we take another look then, a little closer to the top of the table for the battle for 3rd place, we have Flat Track 98, we've seen a few of our races bully his way through positions. He's a very promising driver but can sometimes throw it away in a big battle there. 3 cars.
Yeah, incredible stuff.
Battle for 3rd place. We have, let's try and catch up with who's there. So we've got Suze 385, we've got Flat Track 98 and Grinch the Red Line all hanging on to the back of each other. CSX Isaac not too far behind as well. We are very early into this race and it is Paul Ricard. I would have expected, this is the race I'd expect to have a more spread out field just because of the length of that back straight. We're going to see some of the cars, some of the drivers who are running more or less downforce, probably going to get scattered around the a lap a little bit later on, but at the moment we have a fairly tight formation. There is one mandatory stop, there is no pit window so they can take it any time. They need to put fuel in, they need to change tyres in that one mandatory stop. So we'll see what the drivers decide to do today. As we stay on board with Flat Track. Are we on board with Flat Track?
We are, yeah.
Good. Just so I know.
Oh, in the background, I think Kaga's gone off. Kaga had a spin.
Let's have a little look at Kaga Tacos now. He missed out on the first round of the Sprint Series last Monday. Taking part in this race though, Paul Ricard. I can't remember his qualifying position, maybe someone in the comments can let us know, but you say he had a little bit of spin in the background?
Yeah, I saw it in the background. We were on board with
oh, he's slidden all the way down to 13th now.
Yeah, he seems to be. Is he maybe possibly struggling with tyres? Could that be an issue? Because he seems to be going wide. There he goes again.
Well, I know there was water on track in practice and qualifying. It was raining, so whether the track's still a little bit damp, I don't know. There was certainly some showers in practice and qualifying a little bit earlier on. That seems to have cleared away now, and hopefully we'll have a dry race. But maybe there are a few patches out on circuit that are a little bit damp, catching the drivers off guard.
A good battle to be watching, Stu, is 15th, the Bentley and the Ferrari.
Yeah, we have
too. And there you go, Kaga goes off again.
There must be a problem he's got with his tyres then. We'll stay with this battle with Keels Alexander and Bitsu Bitsu, but I'm not sure what's going on with Kaga. Whether he put the wrong pressure in his car, or he's just struggling a little bit for grip on what might still be a damp track.
Yeah, possibly.
Don't see many other drivers struggling though, so maybe he's just finding it difficult in the first part of this race.
ILRT Chris sending it down the inside of Grinch, is it? Yeah, Grinch, the red line into turn 1. Solid move from the Bentley driver, making his way through the pack and joining that tightly bunched pack of CSX Isaac, Susan Flat Track shortly, I think. And ILRT Chris.
Okay, so we are running on board with ILRT Chris at the moment?
Yes.
Okay. And the Bentley's one of those cars I would expect to do pretty well on this massive back straight. They don't use the Nord chicane that the Formula 1 cars use, so this straight is absolutely massive. And those Bentleys and I think the Mercedes and a couple of the cars that favour that top end performance will be doing very well here. Don't see many, well, any Porsches in this race, and that's to be expected. They're fairly high drag cars anyway, and with the downforce they need to run to kind of maintain stability. It's not, none of the drivers are going to favour that around here. Hence the lack of Porsches on the grid, if anyone was wondering. I've got a good few Bentleys and a good few Mercedes though, so that seems to be the car that people want for that long back straight at Paul Ricard.
Yeah, you can see on the map, can't you, how long it is? Extremely long.
Yeah, there's another chicane or two in there for the Formula 1 drivers,
yeah.
There, but certainly the Nord at the end. These cars are slower than Formula 1 cars as well, so I mean, it takes them a long time to get up that back straight. There's a lot of the circuit, so if you're running too much downforce, too much drag on that car, you're going to lose a lot of time on that back straight. And conversely, if you are running low downforce, then you could look to make a fair bit of time there as well. We catch up with the leader then. If we put the camera onto that guitar dude and see how he's getting on. He's got Ampio still behind. Lead of just what looks like under half a second at the moment. As they are about to make their way onto that long back straight, just coming out that chicane, they're going to look to get the best run possible out of there, because you've just got nothing but straight for a long, long time. It's all about the exit there.
Yeah.
Mercedes against McLaren.
Yeah.
Ampio not looking to make a move yet. We've seen him at the top of the leaderboard quite a few times now, Ampio. He's a very, very competent driver. Has he got what it takes to get this move done? There's a whole 50 minutes of racing to go, so he doesn't need to rush.
In the background there, CSX Isaac and the Grinch, I believe, were going side by side, and now they're going side by side again with ILRT Chris. ILRT Chris down the inside.
ILRT Chris got caught up on the sausage curbs that stop you cutting those corners, and he took a lot of them. He was bumping all over the place. I don't know whether that's going to damage the underside of that car, but CSX Isaac is in front for now. And yeah, the ILRT car of Chris was running over those curbs. It looked like it's got to have done some damage to the underside of that car. Lucky to keep it on the track, to be honest. They can really unsettle the car. As they head across the start-finish line. The end of what is lap 5, I believe. Let's have a look further down the leaderboard then. Back at Kaga Tacos, who's now back in 15th place. I don't know if he's carrying damage or he's just struggling for grip. I'm not sure.
Wow.
I've just seen him go round the final complex, and he is really struggling for grip. I don't know if he's got something wrong in his setup, but he is not having fun out there at all.
Extremely
He is in
twitchy.
the pits now. He is in the pits. So disaster for the lime green McLaren of Kaga Tacos, Portuguese driver, not having a great start to this race.
On board with Grinch, the red line now on the back straight, tracking down ILRT Chris. Seems to be a popular driver to either be overtaken by or to overtake at the moment.
Yeah, Grinch in that Lexus, the only Lexus on grid. Going to be interested to see what he can do here. He's currently in 7th place. I'm not overly familiar with his racing. He hasn't driven many times with us as far as I recall, but he's currently looking pretty comfortable in 7th place, and on the back of the ILRT car of Chris. That Lexus looks like it's going to give the Bentley of Chris some bother soon. Unless it's the Bentley that's taken the Lexus, I don't really know.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. No, the Grinch, I think he's tracking down Chris at the moment, I believe.
Chris struggling to keep with Isaac at the moment. Isaac seems to be pulling a gap, and Chris might be concentrating on defending his own position now, as Isaac looks to make a move on the Ferrari of Suze around the opening complex. That Bentley's going to get a hell of a tow coming out of the following complex. If he can stay on the back of that Ferrari into the back straight, could well be in for a position. There is a possibility of rain today. It is dry at the moment. There was rain in practice and qualifying. Not at the moment, as we should be staying with CSX Isaac. Seeing what he can do at this back straight now. Is he getting enough from that Ferrari, or is that Ferrari pulling away a little bit, I think?
I'm not too sure. I think he's gaining.
Oh no, the Bentley is gaining at the top.
Yeah, massively.
And that's what
Ooh,
that's why
2/10 the gap.
The Bentley here. Just got to defend his line, that Ferrari, as CSX Isaac looks like he runs a little bit wide, but keeps it tidy enough. Interesting battle developing there, Bentley and Ferrari. And just behind them they've got the Lexus on Bentley battle, the Grinch, against ILRT. I keep getting my words mixed up when I say ILRT, it's a right tongue twister, but yeah, the Grinch is currently doing what he can to chase down that Bentley. I think the Bentley just has so much more in the straights, and that's, I guess, what makes it difficult and frustrating for the Grinch and that Lexus. He can catch up in the tighter turns, but as soon as you get on that back straight, the Bentley's in a class of its own, really.
And speaking of Bentleys, I wonder if a flat track, because we know how fast he can be, if he can make a dent on the time between Ampio and that guitar dude. Can he try and get in that battle maybe and possibly take the win?
Well, if we look at Ampio now, and generally the battle between that guitar and Ampio isn't looking like an overly feisty one. It's looking pretty neat and tight. They're both benefiting each other at the minute. Flat track is catching slowly. In fact, he's catching relatively quickly. It's down to 1.7 seconds, so maybe he is putting the burn on a little bit. Ampio might want to be taking note of the split times now. Might want to be thinking, time to nudge. Easier said than done, though.
Yeah.
We should take another look at the Bentley battle of Isaac and Chris. Is that down to under half a second?
Yeah. It's an odd corner, that one, the long right-hander.
Yeah, you're almost flat out round the initial right-hander at the end of the back straight, and then into that one you're just sort of bringing it down through the gears and sort of hanging on like a little bit of centrifugal force. So the course is trying to throw you off. You're just going to hang in, go through the gears, I think fourth gear, and then into the final sort of medium speed section to come around the final complex, final corner in fact, onto the start of this straight. That Lexus is all over the back.
Ooh.
Chris and Isaac is into the pits. It's an early pit stop. We're only 15 minutes into the race and Isaac is in. Which battle are we going to be watching now?
Let's jump to 10th position, Le Antonelli in the Aston Martin.
Green Aston there. On Bentley, so we've got an all-British duel.
Oh yes.
Paul Ricard here. 6/10 of a second, under half a second now it looks like. I think we just wait for that leaderboard time splits to load back up.
Yeah.
And they're about to find their way onto the back straight as well. Is it going to be a case of the Bentley doing all the damage on the straights and that Aston Martin, will he be able to keep up? We're about to find out.
I think if the Aston can get a better exit than the Bentley, for sure you can get him, but I'm not too sure.
It does look like he's getting a tow, but the Bentley is an absolute... It's just a rate, or as soon as you get it on a straight, it is gone. And that Aston Martin is getting a little tow at the top. Will he get close enough to make anything happen into this set of right-handers we have coming up? As they're on the brakes now, shifting down through the gears.
Is that the Aston Martin making that noise?
Yeah, that gorgeous sound of the Aston Martin's engine, yeah. It's one of the prettiest sounding cars on the grid. Is that the old V12 one as well?
Ooh, Ampio's brought the gap down to 3/10, so we watched that battle for first.
Yeah.
You could get him.
Riding on board with Ampio, yeah, but he's been unable to do anything. That guitar dude, his lines are keeping nice and tight, but they are coming up towards traffic now. I think they're starting to catch Kaga Tacos, who's still really struggling for grip. I don't know what's gone on with Kaga, but can these two drivers both get through safe and clean? They do. Kaga pulls off to the outside there. Flat track's kind of fallen off the back of this battle a little bit. And these two drivers are in a class of their own, so this is something that's going to really heat up throughout the race. We've got two drivers at the front. Usually, in the past few races, we've had one driver kind of, out on his own, or at least a few seconds ahead at this stage. We've got two drivers, both of them need to pit. There's no pit window, so they've both got to make a decision on when they're going to do it.
Oh wow!
It's going to be a difficult choice to make, I think. Who's going to blink first?
Yeah, I think what you said about the pitting situation, that could really throw a spanner in the works.
Yeah, it's whether Ampio it's whether Ampio is feeling that he's got the lap time on that guitar dude and is being held up. Might it be wise to come into the pits now? But then you've got to think where we're going to come out, and we're going to come out into traffic. And that guitar dude is thinking, can I deal with this pressure for that long? Is this distracting my race? Is this distracting me from my line? Am I having to drive too defensively at the moment? But none of them are going to want to pit with 40 minutes left to race and some uncertainty about the weather. I mean, we don't know whether it's going to start raining any time in the next sort of 20 minutes or so. There has been rain around.
Which car has got the advantages and where?
Out of this battle?
Starting with the McLaren, yeah.
Yeah, so the McLaren's going to be doing it through the tight twisty section, is a little bit more nimble than the Mercedes, as I understand it. That Mercedes is going to be similar to the Bentley. It's going to make its mark really on that back straight. It's a big, powerful car, and that's where he's going to need to get it done. But he's got to stay as close as he's got to be basically right on the back of that McLaren, because there's not much in it. He's got to be right on the back of that McLaren coming out of this final corner. He does get a good exit. Takes plenty of the inside curve. But I think it's just a bit of a stalemate at the moment. Go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the question is though, is this really the best place to get the position? Because obviously you got that long, fast right-hander coming up at the end of this straight. Do you want to get them before the end of this straight? Possibly, but it seems that all the opportunities are coming after this bit where they are now.
Yeah, I mean, if the ideal overtake is going to be on the straight, isn't it? It's the most stress-free outcome for all drivers. But to be honest, around Paul Ricard, I'm not seeing much separation between these two drivers and these two cars. So something's got to give somewhere. I think it's going to be a case of quicker pit stop, to be quite honest. These drivers are just not separated. Ampio's never been that close, never been close enough to actually make an overtaking move. It's just a complete stalemate. They've both got magnets and both repelling each other. They're just staying that perfect, 2-3 tenths of a second gap And I think it's going to be done on the pit stops. Flat track is starting to make its way back to that battle. I don't know why he fell off, but
he did go a bit down here in the final. Is it the last of the second sector, possibly, or the first sector? He went a bit wide, took a bit too much curb, and it threw him off his racing line a bit down here. So I'm just wondering, maybe that caused his problems. I just noticed also that the track is on optimum. Would that be affecting maybe some of the drivers if they haven't practiced it like that? Maybe it's not reacting.
Optimum it's rubbered in. Track temperatures are fairly high though, 33 degrees.
That's true, yeah.
I think there's going to be plenty of grip out there. So I don't think there's any issue really with the grip. I was really surprised to see Kago. I think that's more a case of setup, to be honest. If something's just not right on his car. They've obviously got electronic assists as well, traction control and things like that. Did he just get something wrong somewhere?
Yeah, possibly.
But I can't see any other drivers really struggling that much. There should be plenty of grip out there at the moment. Now it doesn't look wet. There's no water left from the earlier sessions. No, I think it's absolutely fine out there.
There is a battle for 4th, I think. ILRT Chris yet again. With Grinch Redline.
Yeah, so Grinch has been hovering over the back of Chris for some time now, as they've just finished that straight, haven't they? And they're coming into the complexes now, toward the end of this lap. It's where the Bentley, if anywhere, is going to struggle. But to be honest, the Bentleys just seem so strong generally. I know there's no Bentley in the lead, but just seem to do very well generally. Right-hander, ILRT Chris, still trying to hang on to, and he takes a dive into the pits now. So Chris dives into the pits, so he's given up on that battle for 4th place with Suze, and he's fed up at the pressure that the Lexus is putting him under, so he's taken the plunge. Can that Lexus now, Grinch with the red line, get after the Ferrari of Suze now?
Yeah, it'd be a Lexus versus a Ferrari. We haven't seen much of the Lexus, have we?
Well, Grinch in the Lexus has been all over the back of he was all over the back of Isaac for some time. So I think he wasn't in that battle. He's never been out of it at all. We're going to see what he can do, what he can really do with a bit of clear air now. Can he catch up to the back of Suze before the pit stops take effect?
Yeah.
Make it happen out on track. But it doesn't look like he's going to. He's a good 1.6 seconds back. We'll see what happens. We're going to come into the area now, sort of 35 minutes, 30 minutes, where we're going to see a lot of people diving into the pits. Doesn't look like we've got any rain on the
radar.
Next half an hour appears clear. So strange things have happened. Curse the commentator will suddenly get a massive thunderstorm.
Yeah.
As we look at the battle for 7th, then I think we should catch up with that lime green, beautiful sounding Aston Martin of Antonelli,
screaming away. Absolutely.
An all British battle then. The Bentley in front. Again, we're seeing a lot of drivers, a lot of close battles, but they never really get any closer or any further apart. They just sort of stay there. And it must be quite a difficult track to gain an advantage on, really. Which is about as close as he's ever going to get. Antonelli up this start, finish straight, and into turn 1. He is close enough, and he's round on the inside.
Yeah.
He's got to make it stick into this chicane now.
And then you got to remember
about to as well.
Ooh, yeah. And then the Bentley's. Can he try and get him back on the straight? We'll see.
Well, we should stick with this battle then.
Yes.
Antonelli at the moment about to find out what's going to happen on that straight as they come round.
Oh wow, yeah, the Bentley definitely wants the position back. You can see the way he's driving.
Here we go then. It's just a straight dash, but I think that Aston got the better exit out of the complex onto this back straight, but the Bentley is catching out at the top.
Oh wow, yeah.
As the Aston weaves to cover.
Oh yeah, he's fast. That
well
Bentley
defended.
is fast.
That Bentley, yeah, at the top of that straight, that Bentley is reaching a very high speed, and Antonelli runs wide, and Jay Page is back through under pressure. Antonelli caves, and there was completely unforced. Antonelli caved into that. He did so well on the straight, and then threw it all away at the place we'd expect the Aston to do well. And he's run wide again. He's all over the shop now. Thank you very much to Jay Page. See you in a few laps' time, I think.
Yeah.
We have a look again at the front end, because we are all interested in what's going to happen with Ampio and that guitar dude. Flat track still sort of there or thereabouts in third place, 1.2 seconds behind the main battle.
Ooh.
Keeping his nose clean for now, which is good to see.
Not flat track. Guitar dude made I would say a very intelligent line there. He went a bit wider. I think he threw Ampio off a bit, because he looked like he went to dive down the inside, but look at the gap now. It's over a second. And all he did was go a bit wider, and wonder if that threw Ampio off.
Well, I think it's going to be building up to a pit stop. Perhaps maybe that guitar dude is thinking, right, this is my in lap. Time to go.
Yeah, possibly. If they did come to get, I wonder if Ampio will do the opposite or do the same, and if that guitar dude can try and put him off in some sort of way.
I think Ampio is going to want at least a lap of clean air if he can.
Yeah.
If he is staying out and letting that guitar dude blink first, I think he's going to want to see what he can do with a good lap of clean air. But who knows what's going to happen? I think this battle is going to be decided on the pit stops. I think I'll be surprised if it continues all race, nose to tail. But Ampio blinks first. He is.
Oh, yeah.
Ampio is in the pits. So Ampio deciding he doesn't want to sit behind that guitar dude anymore. Going to get in, put some new boots on now. This is going to be the critical moment if we watch for other battles. For now, that when that guitar dude comes into the pits, we're going to see the conclusion or the start of an even longer battle.
There's a Bentley versus Bentley battle, ILRT Chris versus CSX Isaac, and I think there's going to be a move done. Yeah, on the back straight. Oh, he's got, wow, a late lunge. I think that was into the top corner.
And that was
at
Chris
the end of the
Isaac.
straight. Yes, it was. Turn 10. That was a very good move.
We are halfway through. Keep it up.
Glorious work from the two Bentleys. It's nice just watching them both drive round, to be honest. They're both keeping
Yeah.
fairly neat and tidy. I didn't see the move itself. Was it into the turn at the top of the
Yeah.
Nord chicane? Was the first corner at the end of the straight?
First corner at the end of the straight.
Oh, he gets a little bit wide there, actually. ILRT Chris gets a little bit wide at the final corner. TSX Isaac may be able to take some advantage, although there's still that half a second gap, and CSX Isaac is right into, I don't think there was any contact, but he was very, very close. Under brakes, I think, surprised how early ILRT Chris stamped on the slow pedal there. Grinch the red line is Grinch red line has pitted.
Yeah.
I was wondering why he was back there in 8th, 9th place.
He
has pitted, and now he's holding up ILRT Chris and Isaac at the moment.
It is for position though, so
It is for position, so Grinch was
unfortunately
actually,
jumped out there, I think.
as far as I'm aware, Grinch was behind Chris and Isaac, no? And then they all pitted and now
Yes.
Grinch is in front. So I think that battle between the two Bentleys has cost them time against Grinch, who's kind of running his own race here.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So is Ampio going to get the undercut completed? Dude, I've seen him in races before run quite long stints, and it all depends on how much fuel he carried, of course. He could just be...
True, very true.
The stroke of genius might be if he just comes in, puts some new boots on, a splash of fuel, and then he's out miles ahead, but who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah. I'm just... Flat
As
track
we see him head
pitted.
towards turn 10 now, sorry.
Flat track is pitted, and
Yeah, flat track's boxed at the minute.
Ampio's crossed the line, so if we just wait for that timing screen to update, I'm sure he'd be around, where will he be? Third, possibly?
I think we're going to soon find out. That guitar dude, the action on track's going to be when that guitar dude pits, because then we can stick ourselves on board with Ampio and see if the undercut has paid off.
Yeah. Stop and
There's a
go
stop
penalty.
And that's for car number 16.
No, Bitsu, is it?
Antonelli has got a stop and go penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh wow.
It's easy to do here at Paul Ricard. It's a very short pit entry before you have to scrub all that speed off. It's a shame because he was in a good battle, but Antonelli's going to have to come back through the pits.
I think people in the chat are getting excited. Ampio has got clear air. If you look at the track map, no one's in front of him for a long time.
Might be the stroke of genius that he was looking for there. That guitar dude still has.
Now, yeah.
That guitar dude also has clear track though.
Yeah.
So it really is going to come down to battle of the pit stops. Ampio in 4th place after his stops, so he is effectively the leader of all drivers in Britain. It is, at least.
Yeah, so the top 3.
Go on.
Yeah, they're just saying the top 3 haven't pitted, but carry on. Oh.
Well, we're gonna see. Sorry, what have you just seen?
J Page and AMG Dens, 10th and 9th, had a bit of a hit into turn 11, I believe. Yeah, T11. And just to tap up the bum, I think. Didn't throw anyone off, though.
AMG Dens, of course, driver of the day from one of our races a week or 2 ago, winning some Coach Dave Academy kit, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Yes. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and if you want to join our Discord and join the race events, if you haven't already, on PS4, you will be in for a chance at winning some actual prizes, which is always good. And that guitar dude has pitted, so if we get on board then with Ampio, this is going to be the battle
This
to watch.
will be the battle, yeah.
So he's just coming up to the end of the back straight into turn 10. I'm going to stay on board. You stay on board with Ampio, and I'm going to just tell you when that guitar dude leaves the pits.
Cool. This could be close, you know, because he's
It's going to be close.
Oh.
Where is he now?
Ampio's coming around, just finished turn 11, which is the long right-hander. And he's just flown into turn 12 now. Gap to the guy in front is 19 seconds.
That guitar dude is coming out of the pits now.
He's moving. And Ampio's coming around the final corner.
I think that guitar dude has
done it. Has he? He has.
More fuel on. It's going to be close. Where's Ampio?
He's done it. Well and truly clear of Ampio.
So it's a case of running he must have run more fuel on the race then, and that's why he was able to just splash and dash on that pit stop.
Like you said, yeah.
Ampio is now a good way behind. 1, 2, 3, a good 3 seconds by my watch. And it's not going to be easy to make back. Yeah, just over 3 seconds then. As the grid starts to take shape now then, that guitar dude leads from Ampio. ST12 is in the pit, so I'm assuming Flat Track will take back 3rd place. Chris still in that battle with the Lexus. Grinch, but he is now, the Lexus is splitting the two Bentleys.
Oh wow, yeah.
I didn't see them move. But if we go and have a look, the Lexus of Grinch is splitting those two Bentleys and is all over Chris. I think, wasn't he in front? No, so Chris has got ahead of the Lexus then. Because the Grinch came out of the pits in front of these two. And he's now behind Chris and in front of Isaac. So something's gone on here which I don't quite know.
Here we go.
What's happening?
A move. So
yeah,
Grinch.
we're about to see that neck and neck up the straight as they head towards turn 10. 2 doesn't go into 1, and Grinch is wide.
Not at all, yeah.
He managed to get in just before those track warning markers. It's getting exciting there.
It was, yes.
We only have 15 cars on the grid, so we have a couple of retirements.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that.
This battle for 4th place, and effectively 4th place, is currently the one to watch, because obviously Ampio is now over 3 seconds to the bad against that guitar dude, and there's and there's contact. Was that Grinch tagging Chris?
That was a
and
send.
Isaac had to have taken evasive action. And the winner in all of that was the Ferrari of Suze.
Is he going to get the position though? I wonder, is CSX Isaac going to send it down the inside of turn 1? I believe so.
Yeah, so Isaac is going to take that position back from Suze.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Briefly. So it looked like the Lexus just tagged the Bentley on the inside.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be possible stewards' inquiry. I think he's going to be knocking on the door of the stewards at the end of this race.
If you notice also in the background, Grinch did stop and wait for ILRT Chris to come back onto
right
track.
Thing to do. Still might be a penalty because they've both lost 2 positions here.
He was completely round, so yeah.
Yeah, they've both lost 2 positions here. Suze and Isaac are both through. Grinch the big loser, but it looks like it was his fault anyway, so serves him right really. Antonelli was supposed to serve first. Is serving a stop and go? Possibly serving a stop and go at the moment, I hope he is. For that earlier incident speeding in the pit lane. Just to keep you abreast of all of the action as we stay on board then, or go back on board then with this battle. Suze, Chris and the Grinch. And Isaac of course. As Suze makes a move around turn 11. Beautifully done. On the Bentley of Isaac. Great drive from that Ferrari driver. It's been pretty quiet. We haven't been talking about him much in this battle, but that was a superb overtake, I have to say. And he is into 5th place now. Can he hold 5th place? There's less than 20 minutes left in this race, folks. That Ferrari is clear of this battle of 4. 4 drivers all vying for the same position. There has been contact. They've been to and fro in all race long. Currently the Ferrari is at the head of that pack.
Good racing so far from all the drivers. Apart from that little late lunge, I think, into the final corner from the Grinch.
We'll stay with this pack for now, I think, Bailey, but just to let people know, Ampio is putting in the laps at the moment. He is now down to 2.7 seconds, so he has made, what, 6/10 up on that guitar dude. He's got time, just under 20 minutes, as I've just seen ILRT Chris and the Grinch trading places.
Ooh.
I think.
And the Grinch just losing the back end.
Yeah, it looks like he had to stand on the brakes maybe, and
Yeah,
just
possibly to
got a
try
little
and
bit
correct
caught
it,
out with
yeah.
how slow that Bentley. The thing is with the Bentley, it's really quick on the straights, which frustrates the Lexus. And then when he gets an opportunity to make it happen in the twisty stuff, he gets frustrated at Bentley defending its line and travelling quite slowly through those corners, or slower than the Lexus wants him to, which kind of scrubs off all that momentum that the Grinch could have had in situations like this. With Sue's now clear by 1.2 seconds on Isaac. Looks to secure 4th place. An excellent drive. A quiet drive, but an excellent drive. And the Grinch, who's been the instigator of that contact earlier, as far as we know. Really frustrated behind the Bentley of ILRT Chris now. He was at the head of this field, don't forget, he was in front of both Isaac and Chris and of course Suze, and now he's at the back of the grid. Or the back of this pack, sorry, not the grid.
Ampio is stuck behind a back marker or the Aston Martin. I can't remember who it was.
The Aston Martin's Antonelli, who had that stop and go penalty unfortunately earlier on. So we'll see what that's going to do to him. The gap's still 2.7 seconds as far as I can tell on that guitar dude, so he hasn't lost out just yet. If he can grab a toe, he may even be able to gain a little more time. That Aston Martin in front as a battering ram to give him some nice clean air, but Anthony does pull over there and let Ampio through, so Ampio is now back into the chase.
We're back on board with Grinch the red line, because round 2 with ILRT Chris is about to begin. I think if you can stick with him and keep clean, I think we could see possibly change of positions.
I would like to, and I think round 2 is right. This has been a bit of a boxing match between these two.
Yes.
Literally, Grinch punching Chris off the circuit at one point.
Yep.
As just in front of them then, Isaac and Suze. So Suze is still pulling out a gap on Isaac, so it looks like job done for that Ferrari at the moment, if he can hold on for this last 15 minutes. Put as your drive for the day. I know we're not giving away prizes today, Bailey, but at the moment, there's still 15 minutes to go, of course. Who have you got your eyes on?
Seuss.
Yeah.
We haven't seen much of him physically with our eyes or on stream, but I think secretly behind the scenes he's been jumping around through the field. Another one would be CSX Isaac, also been quite consistent throughout the race.
I think you're right there. I think that guitar dude and Ampio both drives the day as well. I mean, we haven't had a battle yet this close at the front. As car number 12, that is SD12 Dash, gets a drive through for exceeding track limits. The purple McLaren of SD12 Dash, drive through penalty for exceeding track limits. Yeah, Ampio and that guitar dude have run a brilliant race. They've stayed in relatively close contact for the entire thing. That guitar dude has not missed a beat, has he, at all? He hasn't really made a mistake.
No, not at all.
Not even one. And Ampio hasn't either, so I think, for me, both of them are in with a shout. But yeah, Suze has made some moves. I like that Flat Track has finally had, so far at least, a clean race. He deserves that. He's been in a bit of bother in races with us in the past. We know he's quick. But yeah, I think you might be right. You know, Sue's hanging on to the back of the top 3.
Yeah. He's doing a good job. Same like with Grinch the Red Line, which seems to be all over ILRT Chris in the final sector there. I'm not too sure if I'm not going to call Chris out in any sort of way, but his brake lights were flashing. I'm not saying he's brake checking him as such, but he was definitely braking in places that was trying to put the Grinch off, maybe. And
well, I mean, it could be I mean, I don't know. There's nothing wrong. I wouldn't say it's brake checking as such, but a good
feeding the brake,
the
tapping the brake.
Yeah, it might be early braking on the Bentley. Might be,
for sure.
You know, a good option because it instantly throws the Grinch off his ideas, off his plans. If Chris is smart enough to be doing that, you know, changing his braking points and taking every advantage he can because he deserves to. I mean, he's fighting for track position. At
the end of the day, yeah, that's true. The Grinch is gaining massively. I think that Lexus is faster than the Bentley. That's crazy.
Yeah. But Isaac is now 3 seconds behind Sue, so I think Isaac may have had a mistake. May have made a mistake.
Yeah, maybe, possibly.
So Isaac has fallen right off the back and into the jaws of this battle for what is now becoming 5th place. ILRT Chris and Grinch the Red Line are catching up with CSX Isaac, so I think CSX must have made a mistake somewhere, maybe.
Possibly. I think he might have. Well, I don't know if he's lost momentum somewhere, but I think he might have gone off. Maybe had a bit of a moment.
Last time I looked, he was only 1 to 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, and he's fallen.
Sue's.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So, and he certainly wasn't that close to Chris and Grinch. So that might be a nice appetizer for Chris, who was just thinking about defence. Now he can see the bright blue rear end of that Bentley, and he's thinking, oh, he might be feeling a little bit peckish now. I might think he can get a chase on himself. As we go into, we have got a yellow flag on circuit.
Where's that?
I'm not sure. I just saw the yellow flag come up. I think it was towards the. I can see no stationary drivers, so I think it was just a brief thing. Someone running wide, perhaps.
It's a bit of a pain that we don't get to stream the qualifying, because I can see some of you asking what pole time was and stuff.
Yeah, there's simply a problem, technical difficulties with the software. So with Assetto Corsa, every time the stream transitions from qualifying to the race, it basically cuts out all the broadcast tools, so we have to restart the game. It kicks you out if you just quit out of the server. It gives you a blue screen of death, and you need to restart the entire game. So there's still a lot of problems with the broadcast. We will get there eventually, but at the moment we kind of have to just work with the tools we have been given. Really.
And Grinch the Red Line's gone completely off.
Miles away. That was at turn 10, wasn't it? So he's going to get warning track limits there because he was miles away.
He's desperately trying to get past the Bentley now.
I think nail on the head there. I think he was just a desperate lunge into turn 10 possibly.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
We have seen them both go 2 abreast into turn 10, and that doesn't really work with these GT3 cars. Formula 1 car, yeah, perhaps, but a GT3 car?
Yeah, no.
No. And they are all over the back of the back marker of Kaga. Kaga's a quick driver, but I'd love to find out what's going on with it, but we'll find out after the race just what's happened.
Yeah, exactly.
So Kaga Tacos.
It was quite early on in the race we noticed it, and that's
he was just squirreling around under the throttle. So whether it's an electrical issue or running low TC, I don't know, but he was all over the place.
Oh,
and he's just
gone around
in the background, I think. What is going on?
Yeah, he's in the wall.
Yeah, not a good day for the Portuguese driver.
Can Grinch get ILRT Chris now, I wonder, before the straight? They're side by side. He's down the
Grinch
inside.
Is there was a little bit of contact there, was there?
Oh, wrestling and tussling.
I love this battle. I hope
This
there
is
isn't
brilliant.
too much steward interfering after this. Obviously for that spin, yes,
That
but
spin, yeah.
if there's a little bit of rubbing paint, I want to let that slide in a minute. The Grinch looked like he got a little out of shape in turn 1. He knows he has to get it done there. I think he likes that corner a lot.
Yeah.
As he's grabbing a massive toe off the back of that Bentley. He's
And
going to
yet
try again into turn 10, I think,
yeah,
and again
forced
round the outside.
yeah.
Didn't work out
Oh,
well
he's
for him
gone for
last
the
time,
switch.
and he is
Yeah, he's
going to try and get it done into 11. Well defended
switch
by
back?
Isla.
I wonder.
These two both deserve a medal in a minute.
Yeah, I think so. Certainly the most entertaining battle.
Definitely. Just don't want to see the Grinch get a drive-through or anything for
corners.
Corners. He has run wide a couple of times, and it's so easy to do it for Ricard. The runoff areas are massive. The corners, when you do, especially turn 10, is really, really, really quick. You can take it fast sometimes, but it's also very easy to run wide.
Look at you can just see the different driving lines that they're both taking, one wide, one deep, and yeah, really good stuff.
I think we're going to stay with this battle for now. I can't see anything too much unfolding anywhere else, and I think the viewers at home will agree. This is what they want to be watching. As they head into this complex at the bottom of the circuit one last time. Well, not one last time, we've got loads of time left. We've got what am I on about? Just under 7 minutes left, but they are going to
One more time.
One more time, yeah. It's got one of the beautiful sweeping curves here at Paul Ricard. It's a lovely looking circuit. I know it's a very divisive track. A lot of drivers hate it. I personally really enjoy it. Driving at Paul Ricard. There's Alexis. What's he going to do? Is he going to go for the same strategy? He's going to be able to get that toe again. It doesn't look like he's quite as close. Is he going to go to his favoured move from the outside, or is he going to hold the inside line? He's going back to the outside. He's going back out there. He loves that outside. He's trying to try and
do the
brake
same a bit
thing.
earlier. No.
If you try it enough times, if you hit the wall enough times, you'll eventually break through. Is that the thinking here?
Do you know what there?
To the back of that Bentley. Yeah, go on.
I think what I would do is I'm a technical driver, so I'd probably dummy the outside and get Chris to come back onto the racing line and go for the inside there. But he's trying everything. He is trying to do the earlier brake and switch back before the crest, but it's just not working, is it?
No. And again, I mean, you're talking driving tactics. It is a good tactic, that little feint, and you do that in a Formula 1 car or something like that. But that Bentley's a big beast, and you just stick it in the middle of the circuit, you're going to find it difficult to make your way past, especially turn 10. If that Bentley stays planted in the middle of the circuit, you're not getting around him.
No, and you can see that now, can't you? Yeah, he's just making it as wide as a boat, which is the Bentley's name. The Bentley boat, and it's coming to life, I think. Jay Page on the back of these two as well, coming into the picture. No way! The Grinch is a drive-through penalty, Stu.
And what was that for? Was that for...
Well, I'd say corner cutting.
Exceeding track limits.
Possibly. 1 second. Is it up? Yeah, track limits, yeah.
So we just talked about that, didn't we? I was saying I hope the Grinch doesn't throw this all away by running off track and exceeding track limits, and he's just gone and done that. Big shame, because that has destroyed his race. And I hope he doesn't do anything stupid here. Still battling with ILRT Chris. He's now no longer in this fight, so just get to the end of the lap, serve your penalty. If he causes contact here, the stewards will look very, very sourly on the situation, however frustrated he is.
Yeah.
It's easy to do at Paul Ricard, like I said, those runoff areas are very, very inviting.
So let's talk about the front runners, and more important, as the Grinch goes goes wide. I think he's given up a bit now because he's
yeah, he must be absolutely reeling in that he cuts across the circuit to come into the pits and serve his penalty. It's really unfortunate because it was the most entertaining racing you could possibly ask for, these two drivers, and he does not deserve that penalty.
Not at all.
It's just one of those things. He's done it though, it's his own fault. He did run wide, did run outside of the track limits. They are there for a reason, so you don't gain an unfair advantage on other drivers. It's just easily done at Paul Ricard. Big, wide, inviting.
Ooh, Kaga. Kaga, someone we haven't talked about, is going to make a move, I think, into... Well, he's first a Bentley, and he's gaining.
It's nice to see Kaga get some glory. He's been in an absolute miserable race so far, and he will make the move through turn 10 and keeps it
very
nice and tidy. Well done, Kaga Tacos. I know it's very much a consolation prize, but you know, good job.
I haven't been keeping an eye on the wind. I'm just wondering maybe if the wind was affecting the drivers early on in the race.
I don't think so. I mean, it didn't look very high. I mean, I've cast a glance at it. It's only a couple of kilometres an hour, so it's a slight breeze. I don't think there's anything much to worry about there. I was hoping, I was thinking there was going to be a little bit of moisture around, but we've done well to avoid it. It could have been our first SOP Motorsports wet race. Who are we on board with now, Bailey?
Kaga, still Kaga. But we could jump on with Jay Page and see how he tracks down ILRT Chris for a moment.
Yeah, so 1.4 seconds is the deficit. That looks a little bit tighter as they come over the start-finish straight now. It's down under a second, 8/10. So where's Jay Page come from then?
That's a good question.
Because Chris was in that battle with Grinch.
Yeah, and Jay Page was gaining on them from behind. I'm just wondering.
Has he cut half the circuit out? Because I mean, he's made a hell of a lot of space up here.
Yeah,
unless Chris has made a mistake in the.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we've got another driver, so Jay Page. Yeah, there we go. He has cut out half the circuit. Jay Page has a drive-through penalty for exceeding track limits. Well, that'll be the answer then. That's why he's so close to the ILRT car of Chris there. I'll run you through our grid now with 30 seconds left. We'll stay on board with that guitar dude. So he is going to get an extra lap in here. We go on board with that guitar dude, run an excellent race. Start to finish, qualified on pole. And Ampio as well, just 2.9 seconds behind. Wasn't able to make that time up after the pit stop, as I perfectly predicted. As always happens with commentators, got it absolutely spot on. No, it never happens, but in this case it has. That guitar dude just playing a better hand in the pits, possibly not having to load up with as much fuel. Could have just been the edge there. As he comes around on what is essentially a victory lap. But yeah, both of these drivers, that guitar dude and Ampio, and third place Flat Track, has been in a kind of race on his own the whole time. But all three of them deserve their positions absolutely royally. They've driven stunning races, all three of them. And Ampio was for half the race, literally half an hour. For you guys that drive at home as well, to stay on the back of another vehicle for half an hour in that close proximity is difficult to do. It's tough work. You have to be so disciplined. And yeah, I think they were within half a second of each other for half of this race, which is an incredible achievement, really.
Ooh, and ILRT Chris has been sent spinning. Didn't
Not
catch.
by Jay Page.
Possibly. I'll have to have a look back on the stream, actually. Hold on.
If that was from Jay Page, that would be
Yeah, that'll.
an extremely dirty move. I hope isn't the case, because he has a drive through. If he's caused contact, then
I'm just watching it back. I think Jay Page was all over the back of him, and yes, it was Jay Page sending it, and he spun him round.
so he wasn't flying position because he has a drive through penalty,
That
and
is
now
true.
Chris is has dropped
11th.
these 2 positions.
That's awful. Yeah. That's terrible.
Yeah, I think the stewards are going to want to have a big look at that.
Yeah, that's not good.
If you've got a drive-through penalty, the last thing you do is ruin someone else's race. That's just poor driving. No other way to say it. And we do have the top 3 sealed then. So that guitar dude wins start to finish from Ampio, from Flat Track 98. Suze took 4th place and held it. Brilliant drive from Suze. CSX Isaac, Jay Page will not hold that position as he fails to finish with a drive-through, and I think
80-second
he's going
time
to face.
penalty.
Yeah, I would think he's going to get some serious talking to from the stewards too, because ILRT Chris has lost 2 positions.
Yeah.
At least 1 position, but a position he shouldn't have lost. And he's driven a fantastic race as well. And don't forget, he was contacted by the Grinch
As well, yeah.
As well. So been at the rough end of contact at least twice, Chris. But anyway, guys.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry to say. Thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't liked and subscribed, do so now, please. It really does help. We'll join you for race 2 fairly shortly.